Your next task is to create some sort of assignment that includes directions and an embedded video that's going to go directly on the assignment page. This type of activity could be used if you wanted them to give a quick response to a video, or if you wanted them to respond to something while a substitute was taking over your classroom. To do this, what you're going to do is click to add an activity or resource for your section. Okay. Then you're going to do an assignment. And I'm going to click add. And then you can choose whatever you want for an assignment name. In my case, I'm just going to do a video assignment. Okay. In this case, all of my options automatically opened up. If you didn't have all of these options here, you would just have to click on the top left to this button, and it'll change you back and forth between the two. Okay, so you could put your instructions, and then what we're going to do is actually embed a video. When we embed a video, that means actually taking it from a site like YouTube and making sure that it is going to just show up on our screen in Moodle, and the kids therefore don't even have to go to YouTube to find anything. Okay, in order to do this, one of the buttons that you can pick from is just a general HTML button. Okay, so I can just edit HTML, which will look intimidating at first because it's actually getting into the coding of your web page, but all we're basically going to do is copy and paste. So I'm going to click this button, and then now that I'm in here, I'm just going to go down to the very bottom. Okay, so I have my own cursor here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an embed code from a YouTube video. One thing that I forgot to mention in my previous video was that we want to make sure that our videos have an education label. So just for example, in this YouTube video, I would want to go down to show more in the description, and then I want to make sure for the category it's listed as education. Then I know my students are going to be able to view it. Okay. Now to get to where I can get my embed code, once again I'm just going down underneath the video. There's a share button, and rather than just sharing a link for a video, I can get the embed code. Okay. And once again, I'm going to want to go down to show more. This will give a preview for what it looks like. I can choose a default size for it, and I can also choose to get rid of those suggested videos at the end, which can come in handy. Alright, and then I'll probably want to keep the player control so that way the students can control pausing it or changing the volume or anything like that, and let it go from there. So now that I have what I want, I just need to go up and I'm going to get this weird looking code. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I highlight the whole entire thing, and I'm going to just copy it. I'm then going to go over into Moodle and paste it. Okay, so it looks like this, and I'm going to click update. Then what you'll notice is in your assignment I had my instructions, I have my video. If I choose, I can add some other things below it. Okay, and then I can customize whatever I want for my assignment, so I can choose a cutoff date for when I'm allowing students to submit something. If I want them just to respond to this video, I might not need them to submit a file, so I might have them submit online text where they just give a couple words saying what they thought about it. I can create a word limit if I choose, where I might cut them off at 500 words. I can choose what kind of feedback I would want to give them. I can use comments, where I would just physically comment on something that they did, or I could submit a file, which could be some sort of rubric or something like that. And then if I had groups set up, you can have different things for groups as well. In this case, we're not going to worry about that, but you could customize that if you had groups set up. And then we're just going to basically save and return to course. Once we do that, if we go back into your section for your assignment, you can click on it. What you'll see is your instructions will pop up, your video will be there, or whatever you put in there, and then you can see once students would get in there, you'd be able to see if the students submitted their assignment or not, and you'd be able to go and actually view or see whatever the students submitted to you. And then the view the students would see is they would basically miss this middle part. They would just see the instructions up there, and then it would go right into the submission status where they could go ahead and add a submission where they would just type their response or whatever you wanted them to do for this assignment.